In the Unit 3 project, you'll be investigating purchasing a home or a car. Notice you only have to choose one of the projects linked below. Please do not complete both projects. Choose one that you want to complete. So if you choose the mortgage, which is purchasing the home, you'll see that you're first asked to use a website such as Zillow or Realtor.com or something else to look up houses on the market. You'll have to choose a house and why you chose it, and in this box you'll give specific reasons why you felt the house was a good buy for you. Then you're going to list the purchase price in this first box in number 2, and using that 20% down payment, you're going to calculate the down payment amount. Then you'll calculate the amount owed. Remember, that's another name for the principal. And then you're given the interest and the term of the loan. You'll have to calculate the monthly payment and the total interest paid. So you have to show the computation for the monthly payment right here. And then you'll also have to show the computation for the total interest paid here. If you run out of room to write your work there, you can attach an extra page at the end. Then in number 3, we change the down payment amount. So the purchase price will still be the same, but instead of putting 20% down, you can put more down or less down. And that's going to affect your calculations for the amount owed, the monthly payment, and the total interest paid. In number 4, it says use the values of table number 2, but change the interest rate. So you're backtracking to this first table where you had the purchase price and that 20% down payment. So you'll still have that same purchase price, that same 20% down payment, and that same amount owed as in number 2. But this time you choose a different interest rate to fill in there, and you'll have to recalculate the monthly payment and the total interest paid. In number 5, you're once again backtracking to table number 2, and you're going to change the term of the loan this time. So that means rather than 30 years, you'll pick a different term that you could get a mortgage for and calculate the monthly payment and total interest paid. Then in number 6, you're going to write about the effects when you change the down payment, the interest rate, and the term of the loan. When you're talking about the effects, you should at the very least tell me about both the monthly payment and the total interest paid. Now, when you changed the down payment in number 3, how was the monthly payment different from the monthly payment in number 2? How was the total interest paid different from what you got in number 2? And then the same thing when you're talking about the interest rate, compare your monthly payment in number 4 to the monthly payment in number 2. Compare the total interest paid in number 4 to the total interest paid in number 2. And the same thing when they ask you about the term of the loan, compare your monthly payment in number 5 to the monthly payment for number 2, and calculate the total interest paid in number 2 to the total interest paid for number 5. In number 7, you're asked how would this factor into your decision to buy a house and the financial terms you would look for when doing so. So you need to tell me what you've learned. Would you look for lower interest rates, higher interest rates? Would you try to put more money down or less money down, and why? And then if you were to purchase this house, would you choose one of the loan options you explored in numbers 3 through 6, or look for different loan conditions and explain your choice? If we go back to the car project, it's almost exactly the same. The only difference is that you'll be looking for a car instead of a home. So I give you the suggestion of cars.com, Auto Trader. You could go to the car manufacturer's website and build a car there. You have to choose, or once again, explain why it's good for you, and then you go through that same process with the calculations. So you'll have to list out the purchase price. For the car, you're starting with a 10% down payment. you'll have to calculate that amount owed, which is the principal, and then calculate the monthly payment and total interest paid. Just like with the home in number 3, you'll change the down payment amount. In number 4, you'll go back to that number 2, but change the interest rate. And in number 5, you'll go back to those values from number 2, but change the term of the loan. Number 6 and number 7 are asking you for that same interpretation of what happens when you change them.